Hi, with everything that's been going on, take your pick, whether it's the recent results with the pandemic or in the United States, what's been going on this past week. I have been thinking so much about leadership, so much about it. And then just as I was thinking about going live with you, I thought, oh my gosh, with the timing with next week being Martin Luther King's birthday, leadership has been on my mind so much, so much that when I wrote my weekly bite of abundance, which you can find on, whether you're following me on Facebook, you can see it on LinkedIn, you can see it on Instagram, that I wrote, if you're ever feeling failed by leadership, look to be a leader in your own life. And that's what I want to talk with you about a little bit, because that just wasn't enough for me to write an inspirational quote and post that for you. It has me so much thinking about this and what a difference you can make for yourself. I'm actually going to put it on my blog this week. You can see that in a couple days. So why I deciding, no, I didn't want to wait. I wanted to talk with you right now about it, because I was thinking, if there's any part of you that's been feeling discouraged, or just like this is just too much for us to handle, or just feeling like you're kind of losing faith in terms of how we're going to come out, whether it's the pandemic or what's going on right now in the United States, I want you to remember that that really isn't the case, that you need to feel, in despair, or really like there's nothing you can do about it, feeling powerless. So I want to talk about, really for just a few minutes with you. There are two things that you could have in your life right now where you would really benefit by taking a look at being a leader in your own life. There are really two reasons that I know that it would be really valuable for you. The first one is that if you're feeling anxious, you're feeling uncomfortable, you're feeling dejected, if you're feeling disappointed by what you see going around you, it will have the effect of actually calming you down. If you're feeling afraid, some people I know are feeling afraid. Some people are just feeling that discouraged, so they're just feeling like they want to just, it's no use, I just sort of want to shut down and not do anything. It doesn't have to be that way. And I know that a really powerful way for you to have that be different is for you to, like I said, take a look at, if I don't feel supported by leadership outside of me, what am I doing in my own life? The second reason that I know will really have perhaps an even more long-lasting effect than just the idea of sort of calming you down right now and having you feel more grounded, not feel so consumed by things going on outside of you, is that when you decide to be a leader in your own life, it helps you really focus on the things you want to make happen, small goals, big goals. I mean, here we are. It's interesting, the timing of this, that I just talked about the value of setting intentions, not resolutions, because it came off the January 1, when a lot of people are doing that. But this is what we're really talking about when we're talking about making the things happen in your life. It comes from a place of you taking a close look at kind of how you're doing and what you would like to have be different. And I know, getting back, I said that it was the second reason for me wanting to go live today. I really believe that a way of you coping really masterfully with what's going on outside of you is to focus inward, do a look-see at what you're doing, because that'll actually give you the energy, that incredible focus that's required when you want to make things happen in your life. Not just talking about, but really getting into action. It's almost, if you will, it's a gift of when stuff's going on outside of us, when it is not cool and that we're not really sure how to manage. It's almost a sort of a silver lining of it, that wow, because I really needed to focus on myself so I didn't get overwhelmed, that gave me the chance to take a look at what's going on and really get busy, to be a leader with all other people around me being leaders as well. So that's why I felt like I really wanted to talk with you a little bit and go live with it, because I didn't want to wait. And so I want to talk with you, share a couple of thoughts that I have about, for you, if you aren't really sure what it means when I'm saying be a leader in your life, I invite you to join me and think about what happens in times of crisis to make it that we all come out of this better. It's if we all decide to step up and be leaders. So how does that show up in your life? And I encourage you, I think a myth or an error that people make when thinking about this is they think that in their life, the things that they would do to improve things for themselves and the people around them, that they're kind of small. You know, what difference is that going to make? And I really want you to reconsider that, because there is nothing too small for you in your life right now to be working on that wouldn't have a significant impact. Because if we're all doing it, think about the change that that brings on, you know, a community level for you. You know, you start with yourself, your family and friends, your community, then we look at our countries, and then we look at nationally. And I really, really believe that. That's why I'm talking with you about it. So what does it mean for you to lead? You know, you look at the qualities of a leader. You know, leaders are inspired by others, so they look to find role models or heroes in their life. So I encourage you to do that right now. Who's the kind of person that you can think of, someone you know personally or someone you've read about, maybe someone in history, who they were coping with something huge outside of them, really distressful, yet they went inward and said, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So a leader, you know, decides to reference other people, to use them as inspirations. What else? You know, I've been hearing some people talking that they feel kind of like they were on track for things, but they're feeling like they're pushing the big boulder up the hill, like Sisyphus, right? And so they're feeling like, hey, Lee, I feel like I'm a little hopeless right now. I'm losing faith. And I want to encourage you that that's within your power to think that way or to not think that way. Because what do leaders do? Leaders believe, leaders have faith. They don't doubt. They don't let themselves feed into that feeling of being hopeless. Yeah, we're going through a rough time, but they don't feed into that. They decide that no matter what, I'm going to look in my life and I'm going to believe in the things that I want to have be different. What else do they do in terms of being more powerful and less power, and, you know, less feeding into that powerless feeling, that like, what difference am I going to make? Well, they decide to look in their areas, so I encourage you to do this. Look at areas like how are you showing up in your life? How are you showing up, whether it's within your family or with your health or with work or in your community? What would I be doing if I were being a leader in that area? And then I encourage you to, because this is another thing that people who are leaders in their own lives, and that's how they make a much bigger impact in their world and their lives. They start with their own life. They also say, look, what am I looking to create? But then they just don't dream it. They actually plan it and schedule it. So leaders have a plan. They schedule it, right? So I encourage you to do that. I'm being a little bit vague in terms of how you're going to do it personally, because I know that I'm speaking to people who have a wide range of circumstances right now, and I want it to be something that each one of you listening truly understands, because I know that this is a time for all of us. This is a moment, no matter where you live. This is a moment for you to decide to step up and say, hey, am I going to be a leader? Because, now this is me saying this now, I truly believe that if we're all doing that and we're letting each other know that we're doing that, that we do make a bigger difference collectively. There is a strength that happens. So I hope that you take this this challenge, if you will, when I said, you know, will you join me in terms of being a leader in your own life, so that we will all benefit. I hope so. Take care.